The traditional spring rolls have lots of flavor and fragrance. You can serve them as a starter or as a light meal. You can provide 2 rolls per person as a starter or 6 per person as meal. Here are the ingredients for 18 spring rolls. You can find the list on my website, cookingwithmorgane.com. To prepare my spring rolls, I dip the rind of a dry pork in cold water for 30 minutes. Meanwhile, I toast the Thai fragrant rice in the pan over low heat. I stir occasionally. When the rice is toasted like this, I cut a fry and I let the rice cool. I cut the pork into 2 or 4 pieces. I put them in the pan. I add 200 ml of water, 1 teaspoon of salt. I put a lid. I put on low heat for 30 minutes. I turn the pieces of meat from time to time. Meanwhile, I put the pork rind in boiling water and I immediately remove them. I rinse them under cold water. I cut them into pieces like this and I let them dry. I dip the bean sprouts in boiling water and I immediately remove them. I rinse them under cold water and I let them dry. The pieces of meat cooked for 30 minutes. I add 2 tablespoons of oil. I'll peel garlic cloves. I continue cooking another 30 minutes with the lid. If the water has evaporated, you can add again 100 milliliters of water. I turn the pieces of meat and I stir the garlic cloves from time to time. After the second cooking 30 minutes, I remove the lid so the water can evaporate and then I cut the fry. When the pieces of meat have cooled, I remove the fat. I mince them into thin slices, then into sticks. I put them in the large bowl. I add the rind. I chop the garlic like this. I put it in the bowl. I pour the juice from the cooked pork. I mix the toasted rice in the coffee grinder until I get the powder. I pour it in the bowl. I mix all together. I put 2 tablespoons of fish sauce, 1 teaspoon of salt. I mix again. I give scissors cuts in the mixture. I taste the mixture. You can adjust by adding salt and fish sauce. I peel the cucumber. I cut it into 3 pieces and then I give stubing to cut the flesh. I cut finely in the lengthwise. I don't keep the heart of the cucumber. Now I'm going to make the rolls. I put a wet and drained towel on the board. I dip the rice paper in hot water from the tap. I lay it on the towel. On the wet rice paper, I put half of salad leaf. I add 8 mint leaves, 3 coriander stems that I cut into pieces, a few leaves of pak peo, the Vietnamese mint, a bit of cucumber, some bean sprouts, 2 tablespoons of pork mixture. I flat both sides of the rice paper toward the middle. I roll it up. I place the rolls in the dish. I put a wet and drained towel over them to avoid drying. I put the sauce in the small bowl. I add a little fresh pepper and 2 teaspoons of crushed peanuts. I dip the roll into the sauce and I savour. I advise you to eat freshly prepared rolls that don't keep long because the rice paper will harden. Bon appétit!